What has happened in the Pak-Afghan region since the Saur Revolution is a matter of concern. The Soviet and Western invasions have given birth to the most notorious terrorist organizations: Al-Qaeda, TTP, and ISKP. How have these terrorist organizations evolved throughout the years? The Soviet Union invaded Afghanistan in 1979 to help with the communist regime. A war started against the Soviet forces. Abdullah Yusuf Azzam set up Maktab al-Khidamat to facilitate young Arabs to fight the Soviets in Afghanistan in 1984, while bin Laden founded Bayt al-Ansar, or House of the Supporters, in Peshawar to help his teacher, Azzam. In 1985, al-Zawahiri, leader of the Islamic Jihad in Egypt, traveled to support the jihad in Afghanistan. Bin Laden made his debut on the battlefield as a commander in 1986 and set up his training camps inside the country. In 1988, he established an office to record the names of the Mujahideen who were killed. The name of this register was Al-Qaeda, translating into the base or foundation. In the wake of the withdrawal of the Soviet troops, bin Laden returned to Saudi Arabia while Azzam was assassinated in 1989. Bin Laden settled in Sudan in 1990 and started his militant activities. His modus operandi was inspired by al-Zawahiri, who made Al-Qaeda what it is today. In 1992, Al-Qaeda operatives bombed US servicemen in a hotel in Aden and ambushed American troops in Mogadishu, Somalia. The first civilian and international attack by Al-Qaeda was carried out on the Egyptian embassy in Islamabad in 1995. Same year, Al-Qaeda bombed a housing compound for foreign workers in Riyadh. In 1996, Al-Qaeda carried out bombing of the American base at Khobar Towers in Dhahran, Saudi Arabia. Bin Laden later returned to Afghanistan in May 1996. Al-Zawahiri lost footing in Egypt and arrived in Afghanistan a year later, after the gruesome massacre of 58 tourists and 4 Egyptians at Luxor. In February 1998, bin Laden and al-Zawahiri announced the formation of the World Islamic Front for Jihad against the Jews and Crusaders, and the declaration was followed by the simultaneous bombings of US embassies in Nairobi and Dar es Salaam. The events of September 11, 2001 shook the world, and Al-Qaeda emerged as the most wanted terrorist organization.
From the water to the ground.
Birth of Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan. The US started Operation Enduring Freedom in Afghanistan in October 2001. Al-Qaeda members ran to tribal areas of Pakistan to seek shelter and make Pakistan its strategic backyard. In June 2002, Pakistan started Operation Azam Warsak in South Waziristan to catch Al-Qaeda members, but it ended without much success. And Operation Baghar with 2,500 commandos was launched in Angur Ada in October 2, 2003. Nik Muhammad emerged as the face of Al-Qaeda in Pakistan and started preaching and teaching new tribal chiefdoms in 2003. During the KALUSHA operation in March 2004, launched in Wana, South Waziristan, Nik Muhammad saved the life of Tahir Yaldoshev, co-founder of the Islamic movement of Uzbekistan, who later trained main players of TTP and provided them with manpower of 2,500 Uzbeks. In April 2004, Shakai Agreement was signed, and tribesmen promised to prevent terror activities. 2 months later, Nik Muhammad, Yargul Khail Wazir, and Al-Qaeda's main man in Pakistan were killed, and Abdullah Masood and Baytullah Masood emerged as main leaders. Baytullah Masood adopted the modus operandi of Tahir Yaldoshev. In February 2005, the Sararoga peace deal was signed. Same year, Sheikh Isa, alleged third-in-command of Al-Qaeda, went to North Waziristan to manipulate the Dawar tribe, especially Malawi Siddiq Noor and Abdul Khaliq Aqani, whose sermons turned North Waziristan against Pakistan. In 2006, Tahir Yaldoshev issued a fatwa to prioritize the war against the Pakistan Army over the West in Afghanistan. Most Pakistani militants gathered under the umbrella of TTP, with Baitullah Masood as their leader in 2007, and a series of attacks ensued against Pakistan. Mullah Omar asked to shun violence against Pakistan, but they refused. Evolution of the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria. While Pakistan was fighting rising militancy in tribal areas, Al-Qaeda was spreading its networks in Iraq. In 1999, Abu Musab al-Zarqawi, a Jordanian who fought against the Soviets, had founded Jamaat al-Tawheed wa Jihad in Herat, Afghanistan, with alleged assistance of Al-Qaeda. After the US invaded Iraq to destroy alleged weapons of mass destruction in 2003, al-Zarqawi moved his group to Iraq. In December 2004, Zarqawi officially allied his group with Al-Qaeda and renamed his group Al-Qaeda in the Land of the Two Rivers. Zarqawi attempted to build bridges by creating an umbrella group of Sunni insurgent groups, but he was killed in 2006. Same year, al-Zarqawi's successor in Al-Qaeda in Iraq, Abu Ayyub al-Misri, brought his group under the leadership of Abu Umar al-Baghdadi, and the umbrella of the Islamic State of Iraq was announced. Islamic State of Iraq allied with Syria's jihadist rebel brigades in the al-Nusra front and rebranded itself as the Islamic State of Iraq and Sham, or ISIS, in April 2013. Emergence of IS, Khorasan Province. In August 2009, leader of TTP Baitullah Masood died, and Hakimullah Masood was appointed as the new leader. Hakimullah Masood was killed in 2013, and after his death, rifts started between TTP commanders for the leadership. In 2014, Hafiz Saeed Khan, along with 7 other TTP leaders, left and created a new group called Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, or TKP. By that time, ISIS announced itself as the Islamic Caliphate, Islamic State, and TKP pledged its allegiance to ISIS right after the announcement. IS appointed Hafiz Saeed Khan as its first leader of Islamic State Khorasan Province in December 2014, an organization responsible for some of the deadliest attacks in both states. All of these events show that Al-Qaeda and its offshoots have created a deadly triangle in Pakistan and Afghanistan.